Hey guys, Malachite here. I tried to do a video because 80s and 90s fashion's coming back in style, and I thought, oh, I'll just talk about, because I'm old and I lived then, so I'll just talk about what I wore. It's too long to try to do late 80s and then 90s fashion because there's so much different stuff coming back in style. It takes too long, so I'm just going to do grunge because that's the main thing that seems to be coming back in full force when you go into the store and when you watch YouTube videos and when you just look around at people and how they're dressing and stuff. So it could be just because I live in Oklahoma and a lot of people wear flannel, I don't know. But anyway, no, it's not. It's all over the place. Anyway, so grunge. How did grunge happen? Well, grunge was alive and well in, I need a drink, hold on, non-alcoholic, just some Powerade. Anyway, grunge came along, because of the Seattle music scene in the early 1990s. And the scene just kept getting bigger and bigger and better and better, and there were a lot of really, really fantastic bands in the Seattle music scene. But the one that broke first is a band that we all know about it. I don't even think I need to explain it. Is a band called Nirvana. And I remember the first time I saw Smells Like Teen Spirit. I remember how it sounded. I remember that video. I was like, what is going on? Those people are going to die. What are they doing? Why are the armpit dive? What is going on? And I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is the coolest thing I've ever heard. And I have to have this. I have to have this on cassette. I have to have it now. And I bought that album as soon as I had the money to buy it and listened to it incessantly. And my dad even listened to it once through with me. He did not like it, but he listened through it because my dad's real open-minded about music. But he was just like, oh God, make it stop. But anyway, so everyone, we all had Nirvana t-shirts, at least one. I was not allowed to wear jeans with holes, and I was not allowed to wear flannel. Like, I don't think I was allowed to wear flannel at all because my dad thought the grunge look was very grungy. I mean, true grunge that happened back then, the flannels were worn out. This is how it was supposed to look before it became high fashion. Your flannels were worn out and grungy, and they were nasty. I mean, they were from the thrift store, which I buy stuff at thrift stores. This is from a thrift store. Everything I wear, almost 90% is from a thrift store, but you would find the ones at the thrift store that had holes in them, or that looked like they had been worn 8,000 times. So that's why it was called grunge. And then you would find the jeans that looked like they had been worn 8 million times and had 20,000 holes in them, so that you could put thermals under them to show through the holes. And the same with the flannels, is you'd put a thermal on and a t-shirt and then the flannel, and the thermals or the t-shirt or the long sleeve shirt under the t-shirt would show through the flannel. So I know I would have dressed that way, so I am pretty sure that I was not allowed to dress that way if I remember correctly. My dad never put his foot down about much, so but he did let me have Nirvana shirts, so just not the one that said Corporate Bastards on the back, which is why I'm so glad I had that one with the smiley face. I finally got it. It just doesn't say Corporate Bastards, but if I find the one that says Corporate Bastards, I'm buying it because I am 42 and I can have it now. Anyway, I love my dad. Anyway, he was really lenient when you think about it, but So yeah, that is where it started, before it became high fashion. And the reason it started in Seattle, and this is important information for everyone that's going to dress grunge, you need to know all of this. The reason it started in Seattle is because the bands there, if you're in a band, you're poor. So they were shopping at the thrift stores, and in Seattle, logging is the main industry. That's what everyone does. So everyone wears flannel and jeans and thermals. So that's what you could find at the thrift stores. So that's just what they wore because that's what they could find. They wore band shirts because they were really into music. So yeah, and sweaters, sweatshirts, all that stuff that they layered all over. It's also very cold in Seattle, and most of them probably could not afford coats, so they had like 10 layers of clothes on. So that is how that came about, and they were really worn out because by the time they got rid of them, they were just really worn to pieces. So Kurt Cobain especially wore a lot of layers, and if I'm remembering what a documentary said properly, it was like his first girlfriend or a prior girlfriend that he had had, and she is really kind about his memory. She does not do anything sensationalism at all. She was saying that, you know, he was very tiny framed, and you can tell that by looking at him that he was a very tiny framed person, and he was really self-conscious about it. So he would just wear tons of layers to make himself look bigger. And I imagine as a tiny frame person, he was probably cold a lot. Even as I've lost weight, I'm really cold natured. I'm like in 2 shirts and I'm freezing to death because the air conditioner's blowing on me. So that had a lot to do with that. He was also a very sickly person. She doesn't talk about that, but I know that from reading a lot about him. He was always sickly from the time he was a little kid, so that can make you cold as well. So that's why he wore so many damn layers. Like, they all wore a lot of layers, but Kurt would wear like 3 pairs of jeans. So so yeah, that happened a lot. You can't do that in Oklahoma. You will have a heat stroke and die even in the winter, unless you have a winter like we did the one winter where it was 28 degrees and below 0. Anyway, so that's where grunge came from. So that's where it originated. Everybody started dressing that way. Everybody stopped washing their hair because you didn't wash your hair that much. Again, cold. I doubt they had central heat. So, and just guys and bands in general just don't seem to wash their hair. I don't know. Anyway, it's just the way it was. It just didn't, for whatever reason, they just didn't wash their hair very much. I don't know why. So people started not washing their hair very much, and doing things that were real good for them, so they get bags under their eyes, and things like that. So that kind of became the in thing, to the point where when it started becoming high fashion, and you can look up cosmetic tutorials online for 90s makeup, but some of the makeup looks actually go all the way around your eye, so that you have, if you don't have natural under eye circles, you will have them by the time you're done, because a lot of them look so sickly. Well, they look sickly because they were on heroin. It was like the drug of choice of the Seattle bands, and a few really great talents actually died because of being on drugs, unfortunately. So it's really sad, but yeah, so that was the look initially, just a flannel, a t-shirt, some jeans with holes in them. A lot of girls just wore leggings under them, combat boots or Doc Martens. Doc Martens were really the staple, but if you couldn't thrift store Doc Martens because they were fucking expensive, they were like $100 a pair, then you thrift store combat boots. People also would just get work boots as well. This black ones, and wear those. Sometimes they had steel toes. So if you were in a mosh pit, which were very fervent and dangerous back then, you could accidentally get kicked in the head with a pair of steel toe boots. So it was very, very possible for that to happen. It's still possible for that to happen. So, you know, it was a style of clothing, but it was also a lifestyle that got taken over by high fashion. And that's when, I don't know, a lot of people that dressed grunge got irritated. So now it's like a mixture, and I know some of it that's coming back, like a lot of us that, and I didn't get to dress grunge back then, so I'm excited now that it's coming back because I'm going to wear as much of it as I can. But you will find, if you're more comfortable with it, you will find really cute grunge styles in more mainstream stores. There's like flannel dresses that look like flannel shirts. They're really cute. They have belts and you can wear leggings with them. There are girls flannel shirts in really cute colors. Even I've looked at them. There's lots of leggings you can wear under jeans. I will say this, you can age your own jeans. Go pay $5 for a pair of jeans at the thrift store, bring them home and age them yourself. Please do not spend $50 on a pair of jeans. Well, no, there I go telling people, do whatever you want. Do what you want. But there are YouTube videos out there that will show you how to age jeans. It's super easy. For $5, if you feel comfortable doing it, you can do it. If it doesn't work, you're out $5, you know, then you can go buy a $50 pair if you want to. So anyway, up to you, doesn't matter, I don't care. Well, I do care, but I just am trying not to tell you what to do, and I'm stumbling over my words horribly. Wow. Anyway, it's because I'm about to run out of time. But the whole early 90s scene was awesome. I mean, we had REM, which were great. I have 2 personal letters from Mike Mills of REM because I wrote him twice and he wrote me back both times. This was back when this actually happened and you didn't have to pay to go to a convention to meet people and get pictures with them. This is back when people actually wrote you back and you didn't have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. You know, this is back when you loved a band and the way their videos were, so you went out and you took really grainy pictures to try to emulate their videos. You know, we didn't have cell phones, we had video games, some of us. We did for a while, but a few times, but I don't know, I just wanted to be outside. So it was just such a different time. You know, you'd call your friend and then you just hang out forever and you just talk and listen to music, and it was such a different time, and you know, it was an amazing time. And I think that as much as grunge comes back, it will never be the same as it was as far as lifestyle wise then, because of the way all of us would get together and listen to music and just hang out and talk or whatever, because of cell phones and computers. And I am thankful for those things because of not being able to go out very much and everything. So they're definitely good, but I think in some aspects they kind of make us miss out on some things too. But anyway, that's a little bit on how grunge fashion came to be and how you can wear it. And if you have questions, you can ask me in the little doohickey. Anyway, take care guys. Many blessings.